Hi everybody, it's Rebecca Gabrielle here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Living with Spice. It's lovely to have you here. We're going to do a weekly card reading for Taurus, and this is for the week of the 13th through to the 19th of April. Of course, it's for the general collective, so not everything will resonate with you. If it does, take what resonates and whatever doesn't, leave behind. And of course, if you'd like to have a personal reading, you know you can contact me. My details are in the description box below. I do hope it's of help to you, and if it is, please like and subscribe. That way more people get to see my videos. All right, Taurus, let's get started with your reading. Okay, Taurus, we're going to just shuffle the cards. We're asking for Spirit to give us the energy for the week of the 13th through to the 19th for Taurus. And you can be a Taurus in your Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus sign, and this will be applicable to you. All right, we thank you, Spirit. What is coming up for Taurus in this week? We have the Ten of Air, the Knight of Fire, and the King of Earth. There seems to be a lot of energy going on here for you, Taurus. So the Ten of Air, you've been experiencing some very intense times recently, some problems, some difficulties, some burdens, things that have really been weighing heavily on you. And it would seem, a 10 is sign of endings and beginnings. And I'm sensing from this reading, Taurus, that you've had a lot of difficulty for quite some time, things that have really weighed heavily on you. But the opportunity has now arrived where these difficulties are now leaving. It's coming to an end, and thank goodness for that, Taurus. It has been trying, it has been wearing on you, it has been emotionally and mentally draining for you, and it has actually sapped your energy for quite some time and sort of taken your focus away from life. However, you'll be pleased to know this is coming to an end. So the good news is that it's also marking the time of a new beginning for you. New opportunities, Taurus, for you to start to embrace change in your life, change and transformation. And you can start to expect that things are now going to improve and shift. The energies are very much shifting. You're also recovering from what has felt like an addiction for you, an overly focused, you've been overly focused on a situation in your life for quite a long time, and it has absorbed all of your energy and focus, and that has made it really difficult in the past for you to get on with your life. It may have been to do with troubling relationships with either a romantic relationship, or it could have been difficulties in a business relationship, or just difficulties with the energy in general. But whatever it has been that you've been mentally focused on for such a long time, it's like you've got to the point where you are so done with it. You're so done with what has been in the past, and you're feeling like you've just got nothing left to give this, and you are now ready to let it go, which is fabulous, because you don't have anything left in the cup anymore, and you're realizing this is no longer serving you. And whilst you've mentally known this for such a long time, it's been so difficult for you to let this situation go, but you're now ready to do that. In many ways, you're starting to feel quite self-empowered, and I think that's the reason why you're ready to let this go, that you're really wanting to move on to a new phase of your life where you're feeling energized and you're feeling on purpose, and you're not prepared to compromise anymore. And so this is quite a transformative period for you. And, whilst it says we're ending something, you are definitely ready to begin something amazing in your life. So Taurus, congratulations. It's taken you quite a lot of effort to get to this point, and whatever it is that you're releasing, it's time. And it could be that you're releasing something physical in your life in terms of a relationship, job that's been toxic, or a family circumstance, but it can also represent something that you're releasing in terms of your focus, the energy that you've given something in your mental energy and your emotional energy. So you're now letting that go. So your perspective, your focus is shifting, and the new beginning is about you deciding to refocus somewhere else. And that's what you're surrendering to, letting go, and fantastic. You're going to experience a new lease on life, Taurus. That's really wonderful. Next, we move to the Knight of Fire, and we have the King of Earth. So it's almost like the moment that you've decided to let something go, something comes in straight away. And it's like this energy has been waiting and knocking on your door and waiting for you to let this go. And now we've got the energy and the passion of the Knight of Fire coming in. So something is about to happen. An event is about to occur where you're required to make a decision and to respond quickly. And maybe it's taken you by surprise and you go, oh, I wasn't expecting that. But it's sort of like the universe has recognised that you're actually quite ready. And so instead of this long and lingering and drawn out situation that you've been used to for such a long time, the universe has said, right, this person is ready to let go of the other. And so in comes this rush of passionate, fiery energy to present the new offering. And so it's coming in the form of a sudden event that needs your attention. So, depending on the context of what's going on in your life at the moment, it could be a new relationship, it could be a brand new job that suddenly has presented itself and you weren't expecting it. It could be that, a legal matter has finalised and is suddenly resolved, and so it's needing your attention to wind things up. Time is of the essence, and you do need to respond quickly. However, Spirit is just saying, don't forget it is still within your power and control to think things through carefully and use common sense and discernment, and just put a little bit of a pause on the situation, because remember, the energy is someone else's energy, not yours, that's bringing this towards you. So you're perfectly within your right to be able to slow that down and take a moment to process, to reflect, and come to a good decision. So be mindful of that. And maybe in the past, your natural response may have been to react quickly for the sake of someone else. But in this instance, it's really important that you assess what's right for you before you respond. So very similar to the Aries reading, actually, where there was going to be a sudden shift of events and a decision needing to be made. So it's great. There's an opportunity being presented to you, but use your discernment, use your good judgment, and whilst there is sort of like a fast energy to respond here, it's still really important that you do your homework and you gather your thoughts together quickly so you're making a good judgment around the situation, which sometimes can be hard if it's thrust upon you unexpectedly. And this does happen to us. And, when things happen to us unexpectedly, we can find ourselves repeating patterns of behaviour, which, in our mind we'd made a decision not to do, but out of habit we suddenly do. And afterwards we go, oh, why did I do that? I'd already told myself I wouldn't do that, and I've gone and done it again. So kind of Spirit's saying, just be forewarned that this is going to happen, so that when it does, you can take a moment to ask yourself, do I really want to do this? The next card is King of Earth, Taurus. So, I love this. Interesting. Okay, so the King of Earth is showing us in this card that you're about to have a successful outcome, and that it is quite okay for you to confidently accept an opportunity that's being offered, which could very well be this. So, you know, again, job, project, relationship, situation, whatever it is, it would seem, you know, once you've given it some due thought, as I said, it's quite likely that the outcome is going to be favourable, and it will bring you a financial opportunity. So King of Earth is about King of Pentacles, and yeah, it looks like you're going to be favoured with a win-win situation. So, you know, if something comes in really quickly, and you know, I want to remind you that the timing of these readings is not strictly to the dates. It's going to be a little bit different for everybody, and also keeping in mind whether the reading is your sun, moon, rising or Venus sign. You don't have to be a sun sign Taurus for this to apply. So if an opportunity that seems positive is placed your way and you need to act quickly, then act quickly. Be grateful for the opportunity, because if you do it in a timely fashion, it looks like Spirit is saying you're going to be successful with this. That's great news. Fabulous. All right, so I'm going to pull some cards, Taurus, from the Wisdom of Oracle deck. So perhaps, Spirit, you can let us know what kind of opportunities coming in for Taurus, and how they should approach this situation. Okay, I've got a few cards coming out. Oh, that's not what we want. We need one more card. Thank you, Spirit. What can you tell us about the energy and the outcome, the opportunity? Okay, here we go. All right. So we've got change in the wind. Yes, we know there's a change in the wind. Isn't that fabulous? Be flexible and peace. Oh, fabulous. So it seems like luck is on your side now, Taurus. And that's fantastic, because you've been waiting for this opportunity for a while. You've had such a hard time. You have been struggling for quite some time. But a great opportunity is coming in. So it changes in the wind for you, Taurus, which is fabulous. So with this change in the wind, what I'm getting from this card is the importance of you being true to who you are. You know, we've got the zebra here, and the zebra stripes are unique to the zebra. So whatever is happening here for you, whatever opportunity is coming in, don't change yourself in order to suit someone else. A change and an opportunity is good, providing it sits well with you and you are being authentic in your response. When we see a change in the wind, we know that potentially your life is potentially turning around and doing a 180 here, Taurus. And I'm getting the sense that this is going to be quite a surprise for you and quite unexpected. But it's a breath of fresh air. It is a breath of fresh air for you. You've been going, it seems like, down this one pathway for such a long time, which has just sapped the life out of you. And now there's this beautiful wind that's coming in to freshen everything up and give you new opportunities and new beginnings. And you're getting a chance to be your true self. And this is lovely. This is something you've been wanting for such a long time. It's an opportunity to shine, to be your authentic self. And so the winds of change are here for you, Taurus, to do just that. To step into your uniqueness and to switch your focus completely from where it has been. To let go of the things that have held you back, have been blocks, have drained your energy, that have felt like an addiction sometimes, or there's been toxicity around your past. Spirit's giving you this marvelous opportunity with this massive energy shift for you to transform your life, for you to be your true self, your unique self, and really embrace this time of change. this time of change, we're all in a time of change. We know this through the coronavirus and self-isolation and being at home, and it's really changed all of our routines, changed the way we think about things. And so now's your opportunity to use this time of change to benefit you and for you to leverage this to do what you're gifted and skilled to do and what you love doing. So we also have the flexible card. And so, when we have change, typically, as human beings, we can be quite rigid when change and opportunity arrives. And some of us resist change. We like to stay the same. We like what we know. We like the familiarity of it. But Spirit is saying now is the time to be flexible. When we are embracing new things, we need to be able to have flexibility to cope with the change and to be adaptable. And the more adaptable we are, the easier we are going to manage the change. And part of this change and transformation period is the ability to see things from a different perspective. So we've got the gymnast here upside down, clearly seeing the world from a different perspective. And the requirement to be able to manage ourselves, self-manage ourselves in a way that's balanced and healthy. So quite often when we experience big change in our life, we can become unbalanced. We can get fearful, we can hang on to things, resist the change, or swing too far in our behaviour and thoughts, and feel stuck in old ways of being. But with change and transformation, it's very important that we adopt a new perspective, be adaptable, so that we can see the opportunities as well as the roadblocks. And so this is your time to be flexible, because when you are, you're going to have more success come towards you. I'm also sensing from this card, Taurus, that this is going in such a beautiful direction that you're finally going to be feeling at peace. Peace within yourself. The energy that has been toxic in the past and has felt like a vice around your heart and your mind is leaving, is going, and Spirit is sweeping in to give you peace. You're feeling a connection with your higher self, connection with God, if you will, and you're releasing things that have been really challenging for you in terms of relationships with people. And there's going to be sort of reconciliation, healing, being able to let go what needs to let go, or to heal and improve what is. So this is a really beautiful time. It's massive transformation, but successful, beautiful, healing, growing, a fantastic time for you, Taurus, and well deserved and welcomed, I'm sure, in your life right now. So I'm going to pull, lastly, some cards from the Mary Magdalene deck. I'm loving the energy and the opportunities here for you, Taurus. So we are focused around about the time of the 13th to the 19th of April, but, keep in mind that time is fluid here and it could stretch beyond this week. It could even go for a few weeks or into the next month. But let's take the reading for the message that it's giving us rather than the timing. So Spirit, what have you got here for Taurus, please? Okay, we've got perception. So the card of perception is just reminding us that, our opportunities and the way we see our life can be positive or negative based on purely on how we are perceiving things. Our world is our world, our reality, dependent upon how we are seeing things and the meaning we give things. All of us can be in the same landscape but give meaning to our situation, different meaning to our situation, and therefore it changes our reality. So Taurus, probably now is a really good time to step away from the old ways of thinking, the ways that perhaps you've assumed people to be, or even yourself or life in general. You've carried with you for a long time some heavy energy, and if that has brought some challenging experiences for you, your perception on life may need to change. because it may not have been serving you, and maybe it's time to release some of those ways of thinking, perceiving and believing. So it would be wise to ask yourself, is it really true? You know, when you feel yourself repeating old ways of thinking and believing, ask yourself, but is that really true? Because I think this again is part of your transformation of, you know, testing yourself in terms of how you are seeing your situation and how you're seeing other people. And of course, if you're able to be open and adaptable, the way you see your world can vastly improve. And wouldn't that be lovely? Next, we have the card God. I'm going to get a little bit of guidance around this card, because God can be the universe, higher spiritual energies, your higher self, your soul speaking to you. I'm feeling that you are having a bit of a spiritual awakening at the moment as part of this transformation, and I know that there's transformation happening to you in the physical realm in terms of opportunities, and you know, you could be having a new job or financial wins here. You've got a life that's physically changing to give you opportunities to run with your purpose and your passion. And there's emotional transformation here with the Peace card. But I'm also sensing there's a spiritual transformation, and that you are starting to see the bigger picture and where you fit in it, and how blessed you are, and what your purpose is in life. And the need to be able to connect to that experience of God, divine, divinity, the universe, source, the need to connect into that, to lift you from the heaviness that you've been in to a place of higher knowing. And that's going to give you this new perspective and new perception on life and your circumstances. And it's going to help you to tap in to your purpose, what you realize is your purpose in this lifetime. So that's what I'm getting from this card today. Let's see what else the book says. So the card is helping us to remember that we are never alone. In case you have been feeling that, which I feel that you have been in the past. You felt very alone in this journey of this mental anguish that you've been in for a long time. But God is reminding you, change is here, and I feel like the divine is actually part of this process of your change. So you are never alone. So, you know, sometimes when we allow the old energies of the past and the old fears to overtake, we can block our progress. And out of fear, we can end up resisting and swimming against the current, which is what the book is suggesting. And we end up wasting a lot of time and energy. So if you are intuitively knowing that what you're saying or doing or thinking is old ways, old thinking, old doing, stop. Course correct. Give yourself a bit of a talking to and go, you know what? That's not what I want to do. That's not how I want to be going forward. And you know what? We may have a few false starts, and that's okay. We may trip ourselves up a couple of times, but the most important thing is to remember that you want to go forward in new ways and new beginnings. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns along the way, as you'd expect with transformation, but keep going and know that God and Spirit is with you. Life is always changing, but I feel like things are just going to get better and better for you. And, you know, take everything as it comes, but see through eyes of love, and I just feel it's all going to work out for you. Now, very interestingly, we have a contrast card here. We've got the crucifixion here, and, you know, I'm not feeling it. I'm not loving this energy. Crucifixion to me kind of says like a massive sacrifice. But I suppose, you know, if we understand what crucifixion is, yes, you've got the initial sacrifice of being crucified, of giving away everything that, you know, this in the past you've compromised and given away a hell of a lot, and it's left you in a lot of pain and suffering. But I'm really feeling that we already know that things are shifting and changing massively. And what we know from the crucifixion is that there's new life. You know, spiritually born, you are given new life through Spirit. And I'm feeling that you're feeling this as well, that you're leaving those crucifying times behind. and that you're feeling elevated and connected with God and connected with Spirit and connected with your soul, and that you are elevating yourself above and beyond where you have been. And there's an illumination here happening for you, spiritual illumination, that's leaving this dead, heavy, painful period of time in your life behind. That's what I'm getting from this card. Yeah, so if you find yourself still reverting back to that mental suffering and overthinking, you won't feel this peace. Interesting, it happens to be falling above the peace card. You'll block the peace that's available to you. So be mindful of where your thoughts go. Life is about infinite possibilities, which we know through the Spirit of God. Infinite, infinite. So allow your light to shine and use this as your guide to go forward. Pay close attention to your thoughts over the next couple of weeks. Be sure to keep your energy light and free from negativity. Focus on the positives, the love, and move yourself away from anything that causes you to feel negative or fearful. And I understand, Taurus, that this is going to take a little bit of time for you, but just stay with it, because you are able to break the cycle of what has been. So persevere, Taurus. You're almost there. The shift is happening here for you. We've just got to maintain it through the end, through this transformation period, and you will get there. That's really beautiful, and I hope this reading has given you some valuable insight, Taurus. Massive change for you, but congratulations, you're getting there. Keep going, keep it light, keep it positive, focus on what is right for you. You're making huge changes right now. Remember, you are important. You have an opportunity here to now change the course of your life and use this time to redirect your energy and to be your authentic self. All right, lovely to spend this time with you, Taurus. Do take care of yourself. I'm going to do a love reading next, so stay tuned and we wish you well. Bye for now.